People think just because 2020 is the most up-to-date year, we're the most modern year. There is no difference between 2020 and 1700s. At one point, 1700 was the present day, was the most modern year. Let that sink in.
Early in the morning.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Cam, Topical Juice, and I'm back with... I'm back with a shocking story today. Real shocking. Shocking in the sense that, shocking that it still happens. I'm not shocked that it's happened at all, because it's what we deal with. You know what, yeah? I'm gonna get straight into this video, so please hit the bell to be notified. Smash the thumbs up for me. Hit the subscribe button. Welcome to the community. If you recently subscribed to the channel, I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the people that are helping me grow the channel and all of that. It means the world. Let's end this year on a high. Let's get 3,000 subscribers and all of that anyway. But let's get into this. So, as you can see from the title, it appears that a 15-year-old boy has been murdered. There's a lot of suspicion surrounding this kid's murder in it. That's all I'm going to say. Or this kid's death. Now, before I get into the story, right, I want to tell you why I'm doing this story. And obviously, you know me, like people that have subscribed to me for a long time, they'll know that I'm very passionate about race issues. I don't hide, I don't hold nothing back from educating people about race. I've experienced racism for so many years, and I've studied race issues. I'm educated in this field, and I actually know what I'm talking about. It's not just passion why I'm doing this story. It's because these stories aren't getting no awareness. They're not getting no coverage. Because all I see is COVID, all this COVID, because that's the only thing people care about. Listen, COVID's real and all of that, yeah, cool, but it's a distraction to what's actually happening in the wider world, yeah. And nothing newsworthy is getting no coverage while this COVID thing. I was sat downstairs with my dog, yeah, and my mum watching the news every day. I don't watch the news, it's all bollocks, or it's all propaganda. But I sat there and I sat and watched a story about an old man, a 60-year-old man who allegedly was really healthy for a lot of his life. He got COVID and he fell ill, but he survived. A 15-minute story on an old man that got coronavirus. Who cares? I'm sorry, who cares? Like, why am I watching a 15-minute story of an old man that got COVID and survived? Why am I watching that? Who cares? Yeah, I'm sorry. No offense. No offense to anyone that's had it. No offense to all of that. I don't mean like that. Who cares? We're missing out on some real stories right now. Like, did you guys know? Did you guys know that there was a shooting in Liverpool yesterday, or there was a crime yesterday where someone literally, it was like straight out of a scene from a horror movie, where a stranger wielding a knife burst in to the yard of a family, stabbed the dad 13 times and chased the mum and daughter upstairs while they're holding the door down like a horror movie. Did you not know that's going on in the world, in the country right now? The dad survived, by the way, which is good. Did you know that a father and son, yeah, killed themselves, but not before killing the son's brother and the father's son? So all three of them are dead, leaving a widow, leaving a mum on her own. That happened 2 days ago. That's happening in the UK right now, but we ain't seeing none of that, because all I'm seeing is flipping COVID-19. Oh yeah, oh you can't mix house up. It's F all that, man. Okay, that's a bit of a rant over, but I have to say these things because it's very frustrating when you're seeing a lot of mad things happening in the world and they're not getting the coverage that they deserve. They're not getting the focus, respect, dedication and time that they deserve. So that leads me on to the story at hand. Rest in peace to Quawan Charles, a young African-American, 15 years old, dead, deceased. R.I.P. Quawan Charles. Quawan's family reported him missing. 3 days later, he turns up dead. What had happened was, the night he goes missing, is that a friend of his and his mother, both white, by the way, so a white family, a 17-year-old and his mum, came and picked Quawan up from the house without the permission, of the parents. So the parents didn't know that he was going to be at a friend's house. They picked him up without the parents' permission, and 3 days later, he has appeared dead. The reason why it's suspicious is the behavior from the feds, the police, the lack of transparency. Exhibit A, when Quawan's family rang the police and reported him missing, do you know what they said? He's probably at a football game. And they refused to put an Amber Alert out for him. They refused to put an Amber Alert out for him, and they said he's probably at a football game. What? I don't get it. I don't understand. As a police officer, is it your job that when a family calls you, you dismiss their claims of a missing child and you say, and you assume that he's at a fucking football game? Cool. Exhibit B. When it turned out that he died and it come to public knowledge that he had passed away, the police refused to tell the family where they found him. Like the exact location of where he passed and where the body was found. Okay? Exhibit C. They said he died of drowning. Now, we're going to get into that. Hold that there, because we're going to get into that at some point in 2 minutes here. But just they claimed he was drowning when the evidence of what his body looked like when they found him does not suggest drowning. You understand? Exhibit 4. They've allegedly questioned the mum, the white mum, and the 17-year-old regarding the disappearance of the boy, but they've let him go. They were the last person to see the youth alive, but they've let him go. They let them go. They are directly involved in the youth's death. They have to be. They actually have to be. It's all the autopsy here is saying. Apparently, it's saying that the kid drowned. The parents are not buying it. The parents want to know what happened with their kid, with the family that took them. Because what happens is that when you take a kid without the parents' permission, friend or not, you are responsible for that kid. When Quawan left his family home that day, he was alive. His parents never saw him alive again. I'm sorry, there's something isn't making sense here. But this leads me on to something very distressing and something very triggering that I have to do. Because I have to show you the realness. Because I have to show you what's happening in the world. Okay? Now, I'm about to put something on screen that is extremely triggering. Now, this is a trigger warning. I will tell you exactly what it is before I put it up to give you enough time to look away or fast forward. Now, I'm going to put a picture on screen of young Quawan Charles' body when they took a picture of him. Now, 2 reasons why I'm sharing this. 1, because his own family shared this. Yeah, his own family has shared this on his GoFundMe page. This is the picture that they've shown, right? So his parents, his family do not mind this image being shown, for 1. Number 2, I am not gonna censor and sugarcoat what the fuck is happening in this world. Yeah, this poor boy did not drown. In 5 seconds, the picture is about to go on screen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, look at the image on screen. Look at what's exposed. Look at his mutilated face. Why can you see parts of his jaw which you can't see on mine right now on the screen? Why has he got a lump on his head? Marks around his neck. People are calling this the modern day Emmett Till. Now, if you don't know who Emmett Till was, he was a 14-year-old black kid who was brutally murdered by men, like fully grown men. They bludgeoned his face, they shot him in the head, and they drowned him. There's a famous picture of his mutilated face on the internet. This is what's happening in the world around you. It's crazy because people in the comment section here that ain't got a clue, they'll be like, oh, you're just doing it emotion, you're just talking about emotion, you're biased, you ain't got a clue. I'm actually very level-headed, and if you want to see emotion, push my buttons in real life and then see where that emotion gets you in it. We need answers as a community. Quawan Charles' family need answers. How can a boy leave a family home, alive and well at 15 years old, and never to be seen again with a mutilated face and marks around his neck? And what does that tell you? The police aren't really telling them family what's going on. The family have to pay for their own autopsy. In what realm is this fair? This doesn't make no sense to me. But either way, I'm going to leave the GoFundMe page in the description below. I'm going to leave some of the story below. None of the mainstream media is talking about this. Is it just acceptable? The thing is, do you know what's mad? I can't tell you the amount of black people I've had to watch get murdered on social media. You do not understand what it feels like to have to see more of your people just get no justice whatsoever. People think just because 2020 is the most up-to-date year, we're the most modern year. There is no difference between 2020 and 1700s. At one point, 1700 was the present day, was the most modern year. Let that sink in. All those years of slavery and trauma and abuse and murder and rape, 2020 has not changed. Do you know, like, it ain't changed. I'm sat here talking to a camera right now, and it's 2020. I've got a ring light here, I've got a Canon camera right here, I've got an Xbox right there, all this technology around me, iPhone here, and nothing has changed. Madness. That's all from me today. I can't even be asked to get into this no more. I don't even know what I'm talking about in this video. I'm just a bit pissed off of everything that's going on in the world, and no one's really talking about it. It's been your boy Cam. Like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think, man. And I apologise for having to show that image on screen as well. I didn't want to have to show that. I'm sorry for the family, and rest in peace to Quawan, and yeah, one day we'll get justice in it.